Welcome to Health Talk. You're here because you want to know how to protect yourself from the biggest health threats we face today: type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and many forms of cancer. These aren't distant problems affecting other people, they are silent epidemics, driven by the world we live in, and the choices we make every single day. The good news? A huge part of your risk is within your control. In this video, I'm going to give you the definitive, evidence-based guide on how to eat to significantly reduce your risk for these diseases. This isn't about trends, fads, or quick fixes. This is about building a foundation for a long, healthy life, using powerful insights from the World Health Organization and the most respected clinical research available. Let's start with the scale of the problem, because understanding the why makes the how so much more powerful. According to the World Health Organization, chronic diseases are responsible for over 70% of all deaths globally. That's more than 41 million people every year. In the United States, the CDC reports that 6 in 10 adults have at least one chronic disease, and 4 in 10 have 2 or more. These conditions might seem separate, but they are often deeply interconnected, sharing common root causes. One of the most critical is a process called chronic inflammation. Think of it as your body's alarm system being stuck in the on position. This constant, low-grade state of alert doesn't just make you feel tired and unwell, it actively damages your cells and tissues over time. This inflammation is a key driver of insulin resistance, the hallmark of prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. Here's how it works. Normally, the hormone insulin acts like a key, unlocking your cells to let glucose or sugar in for energy. When your cells become resistant, it's like the locks get rusty. Your pancreas has to pump out more and more insulin to get the job done. Eventually, it can't keep up. Sugar builds up in your bloodstream, where it becomes toxic, damaging nerves, blood vessels, and organs. That same inflammatory process, combined with high blood sugar and unhealthy cholesterol levels, also fuels atherosclerosis. This is the slow, silent hardening and narrowing of your arteries. Think of it like plaque building up inside the pipes of your house. Over years, this buildup can restrict blood flow or, even more dangerously, a piece of plaque can rupture, forming a clot that blocks an artery entirely. If that artery feeds the heart, it's a heart attack. If it feeds the brain, it's a stroke. And what about cancer? Chronic inflammation creates a chaotic environment where our cells are more vulnerable. It can damage our DNA, the very blueprint of our cells. It also promotes the growth of new blood vessels that can feed a budding tumor. While cancer is incredibly complex, we know that this inflammatory state creates a fertile ground for damaged cells to multiply without the normal checks and balances, potentially leading to tumor formation. Insulin resistance, atherosclerosis, chronic inflammation. These are not just medical jargon. They are the biological mechanisms that rob us of our health and vitality. They are the enemies. But here is the crucial, empowering truth. The single most powerful tool we have to fight all 3 of these processes is sitting on our plates. The food we eat can either fuel the fire of inflammation, or it can extinguish it. It can either promote insulin resistance or restore insulin sensitivity. It can either damage our arteries or protect them. So, what's our game plan? Over the next 20 minutes, we are going to build your defense strategy, piece by piece. We'll start with the foundational principles from the World Health Organization, the simple universal rules for a healthy diet. Then, we will dive into the top 10 food groups that the evidence shows are most protective. For each one, I'll explain the science of how it works, the specific dose you need to see a benefit, and simple, practical ways to get it into your daily life. We'll cover everything from the antioxidant power of berries to the artery-clearing benefits of leafy greens. We'll talk about the right kinds of fats from fish and nuts that actively fight inflammation, and the specific fibers in whole grains and legumes that control your blood sugar. We'll even cover the science behind spices, teas, and how to use them to your advantage. Finally, we'll put it all together into a 1-week starter plan and a simple shopping list to make it easy to begin. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about making small, deliberate changes that over time create a profound and lasting impact on your health. You have the power to change your health trajectory, starting with your very next meal. Let's begin. Let's begin with one of the most powerful and delicious tools in our nutritional arsenal, berries, with a special focus on blueberries. While they might seem like a simple fruit, they are a cornerstone of a diet aimed at preventing chronic disease. To understand their power, we first need to talk about a fundamental problem our bodies face daily: oxidative stress. Think of it as a form of biological rust. Every day, our cells are bombarded by unstable molecules called free radicals. These are byproducts of normal metabolism but also come from pollution, UV radiation, and processed foods. Left unchecked, they damage our cells, our DNA, and our proteins. This cellular damage isn't just a minor issue, it's a primary driver of aging and chronic disease. Why does this matter so much? Because this relentless oxidative stress fuels chronic inflammation. This isn't the helpful acute inflammation you get from a cut, but a low-grade, persistent fire burning inside your body. This systemic inflammation is a key culprit behind many of our most feared health conditions. It contributes to the hardening of our arteries, known as atherosclerosis, which leads to heart attacks and strokes. It also impairs how our bodies use sugar, driving the development of insulin resistance and eventually type 2 diabetes. In essence, controlling oxidative stress and inflammation is central to long-term health. This is where berries enter the picture as our science-backed solution. Their deep, rich colors, the blues, purples, and reds, are not just for show. They are a direct indicator of their high concentration of powerful compounds called anthocyanins. Anthocyanins are a class of flavonoids that act as potent antioxidants. Their job is to patrol your body, find these destructive free radicals, and neutralize them before they can cause harm. By quenching this oxidative fire, berries directly protect your cells and help calm systemic inflammation. The evidence for this is robust. Large-scale analyses published in prestigious journals like the British Medical Journal have consistently linked higher berry consumption with a significantly lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. The mechanism is fascinating. The anthocyanins in berries appear to directly improve insulin sensitivity. This means your cells become more responsive to insulin, the hormone that ushers glucose out of your bloodstream and into your cells for energy. When your cells take up glucose more efficiently, you avoid the dangerous blood sugar spikes that damage blood vessels and tax your pancreas. This results in steadier, more controlled blood sugar levels throughout the day, which is a cornerstone of metabolic health. But the benefits don't stop there. Data supported by institutions like the National Institutes of Health and guidelines from the American Heart Association show that regular berry intake is also associated with better cardiovascular outcomes. This includes support for lower blood pressure and improved cholesterol profiles, specifically a reduction in the harmful LDL cholesterol and a potential increase in the protective HDL cholesterol. So, how much do you need to reap these benefits? The evidence suggests a very achievable target. Aim for about half a cup to 1 full cup of mixed berries, 3 to 5 times per week. Consistency is more important than quantity in any single sitting. Making them a regular part of your routine is the key. Now, for the practical application. How do you easily incorporate this into your life? Let's start with a simple swap. Instead of reaching for brown sugar, maple syrup, or honey to sweeten your morning oatmeal or yogurt, add a handful of fresh or frozen berries. You get natural sweetness along with a powerful dose of fiber and those crucial antioxidants, without the inflammatory spike from free sugars. For a quick and nutrient-dense meal or snack, a smoothie is an excellent option. Here's a balanced example. Blend 1 cup of frozen mixed berries with a source of protein like Greek yogurt or a clean protein powder. Add a tablespoon of almond butter for healthy fats and satiety, a large handful of spinach for extra nutrients, you won't taste it, and enough unsweetened almond milk or water to reach your desired consistency. This creates a complete anti-inflammatory meal in minutes. Don't limit berries to breakfast. They add a fantastic burst of flavor and texture to savory dishes. Try adding fresh blueberries or raspberries to a salad with a base of spinach or arugula, some walnuts or pecans, and a simple vinaigrette made with extra virgin olive oil. This combination is not only delicious but also exceptionally low on the glycemic index and packed with anti-inflammatory compounds. A common question is whether fresh is better than frozen. Here's the good news. Frozen berries are just as nutritious. In fact, they are often flash frozen at the peak of their ripeness, which perfectly preserves their delicate anthocyanins. This process can lock in nutrient levels that might otherwise degrade during long transport and storage times for fresh berries. This makes frozen berries an incredibly affordable and convenient option, available year-round. there's no seasonality to worry about. And you can reduce food waste by only using what you need. They are a foundational staple of any evidence-based, health-promoting diet focused on lowering glycemic load and fighting inflammation. Coming in at number 2, we have the powerhouse category of leafy greens. Think of spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, and even arugula. In a world where many modern diets are deficient in essential micronutrients and fiber, these greens are a non-negotiable part of the solution. Their nutrient density is simply undisputed. For very few calories, you get an incredible payload of vitamins like K, A, C, and folate, plus essential minerals like magnesium, potassium, and iron. They are a cornerstone of any diet aimed at reducing chronic disease risk. So, how do they work their magic? One of the most powerful mechanisms involves vegetable nitrates. When you eat greens, bacteria in your saliva begin converting these nitrates into nitrites. Your body then transforms these nitrites into nitric oxide, a critical signaling molecule. Nitric oxide acts as a potent vasodilator, meaning it tells the smooth muscles in your artery walls to relax and widen. This improves blood flow and directly helps lower blood pressure, a major risk factor for heart attacks and strokes. The American Heart Association consistently highlights greens for this very reason. But that's not all. The fiber in leafy greens is a game changer for metabolic health. It works in 2 key ways. First, it helps stabilize blood sugar. The soluble fiber forms a gel-like substance in your digestive tract, which slows down the absorption of glucose from your meal. This prevents the sharp, damaging blood sugar spikes that can lead to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes over time. Second, this fiber is the preferred food for your beneficial gut bacteria. As they ferment this fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids, which have powerful anti-inflammatory effects throughout your body and further improve insulin sensitivity. The evidence from large-scale studies is compelling. Multiple, large cohort studies published in journals like the BMJ have linked higher intake of leafy greens to a significantly lower risk of heart disease, stroke, and even certain types of cancers. So, how much should you aim for? The evidence points to a daily dose of about 1 to 2 cups of cooked greens, or 2 to 3 cups of raw greens. This consistent intake is what delivers the protective benefits. Now let's talk about maximizing absorption. Many of the most valuable nutrients in greens, like vitamins A, E, and K, are fat-soluble. This means your body needs fat to absorb them effectively. So, always pair your greens with a source of healthy fat. A drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, a sprinkle of nuts or seeds, or some avocado in your salad isn't just for flavor. It's a functional strategy to unlock the full nutritional potential of your meal. Without that fat, these crucial vitamins can pass through your system unabsorbed. Another smart pairing involves iron. Greens like spinach contain non-heme iron, the type found in plants, which is less bioavailable than the heme iron from animal sources. However, you can significantly boost its absorption by pairing it with a source of vitamin C. Think a squeeze of lemon or orange juice in your vinaigrette, or adding bell peppers or strawberries to your salad. For preparation, variety is key. Eating greens, both raw and lightly cooked, is ideal. Cooking can reduce compounds like oxalates, particularly in spinach, which can interfere with mineral absorption. For other greens like kale, light cooking can actually break down tough cell walls, making nutrients like carotenoids more available. Let's make this practical. One of the simplest methods is to sauté them. Heat a pan with a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, add some minced garlic, and then pile in the greens. It might look like an impossibly huge amount, but it will cook down in just a few minutes to the perfect nutrient-dense side dish for any meal. If you're short on time or not a fan of the taste, blending is your secret weapon. You can pack 2 to 3 large handfuls of fresh spinach into a smoothie with fruit like berries or a banana. The sweet flavors of the fruit will completely mask the taste of the greens, while delivering all the nutrients in an easy-to-drink format. For a satisfying meal, build a robust salad. Start with a generous base of mixed greens. From there, add a source of protein like grilled chicken or chickpeas, some antioxidant-rich berries for sweetness, and a sprinkle of nuts or seeds for crunch and healthy fats. Finish it with a simple vinaigrette made from extra virgin olive oil and lemon juice or vinegar. This isn't just a side dish, it's a complete metabolic laxis desalak, maxis deo, mesobolics, lundices deo, desis deo, and a likely meal. Finally, make it effortless by incorporating greens into dishes you already make. Finely chop spinach or kale and fold it into pasta sauces, soups, stews, or even omelets during the last few minutes of cooking. The greens will wilt and blend in, boosting the nutritional value of your meal with almost no extra effort. In summary, when it comes to plant-based nutrition, metabolic health, and following a low-glycemic, anti-inflammatory diet, leafy greens are simply non-negotiable. Number 3. Whole grains, oats and quinoa, not refined carbs, whole kernel, tringe, fiber, B vitamins, iron, magnesium, phytonutrients. Beta-glucan forms a gel, traps bile acids, lowers LDL, slows carb absorption. Meta-analyses and ADA guidance. Whole grains lower CVD, type 2 diabetes, colorectal cancer risk. Swap refined for whole, small changes, big fiber gains. Overnight oats, milk or yogurt, chia, berries, ready-to-go breakfast. Grain bowls, build with roasted veg, beans or grilled fish, and a healthy dressing. Keywords: low glycemic diet, metabolic health, superfoods for wellness, beta-glucan, NASR LDL down, digestion slower, fewer sugar spikes. Don't fear carbs, choose the right ones. Number 4. Legumes, affordable, sustainable, protein plus fiber. Resistant starch resists digestion, feeds gut microbes, soluble fiber slows glucose entry, SCFAs reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity, RCTs show lower fasting glucose and HbA1c with legumes. Meta-analyses: LDL, triglycerides, blood pressure down, CRP lower. Soups, stews, chilies, batch and freeze. Turn salads into meals with legumes. Use dips for veggies, spreads, or creamy dressings. Veg burgers, crunchy snacks, creamy sauces without cream. They're central in DASH and Mediterranean diets. Keywords: diabetes prevention, anti-inflammatory foods, plant-based nutrition. Simple, cost-effective, evidence-backed. Number 5. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, herring, sardines. EPA and DHA produce resolvins and protectins. They resolve inflammation. AHA recommends fish 1-2x week, triglycerides lower, antiarrhythmic, slight BP reduction, fewer clots. Reduce it, use prescription. EPA shows biological power of omega-3s. DHA is structural for brain and retina, supports cognition across lifespan. Epidemiology suggests risk reductions. Mechanisms include signaling modulation and apoptosis. Dinner classic: lemon herb salmon with roasted vegetables and quinoa. Affordable options: canned salmon sardines, fish tacos with grilled mackerel. Aim 2 servings per week. Keywords: heart disease prevention, cancer-fighting foods, metabolic health. Number 6. Nuts, high in monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. They improve lipid profiles and support glycemic control and satiety. Large cohorts, regular nut eaters have lower heart disease risk. Pre-dimmed, med diet plus mixed nuts reduced major cardiovascular events. Stick to a small handful of about 1 ounce. Top oatmeal, yogurt, salads, choose clean label nut butters. Micronutrient wins: vitamin E, ALA, selenium, lutein, zeaxanthin. Swap chips for nuts, easy cardiometabolic upgrade. Keywords: cardiometabolic risk, anti-inflammatory foods, plant-based nutrition. Number 7. Cruciferous vegetables, cellular defenders. Myrosinase converts glucosinolates to sulforaphane, an indirect antioxidant activating NRF2. NRF2 upregulates detox and antioxidant enzymes, longer-lasting protection. Mechanisms include detoxifying carcinogens, promoting apoptosis, and inhibiting angiogenesis. They also support insulin sensitivity, key for diabetes prevention. Lightly steam or roast, avoid overboiling. Chop, then wait. Let myrosinase work before heat. Add a pinch of mustard seed powder to boost sulforaphane if you cooked first. Aim for several servings each week. Keywords: cancer-fighting foods, anti-inflammatory foods, metabolic health. Number 8. Tomatoes, lycopene powerhouse. Lycopene protects cellular DNA and reduces LDL oxidation. Cohorts link higher tomato intake with lower prostate cancer risk. Associations include better endothelial function and cardiovascular protection. Cooking increases bioavailability. Pair with EVO. Lycopene is fat-soluble. Enjoy both cooked and raw. Variety wins. Keywords: cancer-fighting foods, Mediterranean diet, low-glycemic meals. Number 9. Extra virgin olive oil, liquid gold. Polyphenols protect LDL from oxidation. Oleocanthal reduces inflammation. Pre-dimmed. Mediterranean diet. Tonivo cut major cardiovascular events. Olive oil associates with lower type 2 diabetes risk, improves sensitivity. Choose extra virgin, dark glass, look for harvest date. Use as dressing or finish. Medium heat is fine. Avoid heavy smoking. Swap less healthy fats for Evo. Keywords: Mediterranean diet, anti-inflammatory foods, metabolic health. Number 10. Garlic and alliums, flavor and function. Allicin drives antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial effects. Trials show modest reductions in blood pressure and LDL cholesterol. Mechanism: more nitric oxide, better vessel relaxation. Lab work: apoptosis, reduced proliferation, blocked carcinogen activation. Chop, crush, and wait 10-15 minutes before heat to maximize allicin. Use as your aromatic base. Easy daily habit. Roast for sweet spread, or make a simple garlic herb butter. Keywords: cancer-fighting foods, diabetes prevention, anti-inflammatory foods. Action beats knowledge. Integrate these foods into meals you already love. Try our 5-minute sautéed power greens and foundational green smoothie. Food first, always. Supplements can be supportive where appropriate. AI-powered nutrition tools help personalize choices. Meal recs, shopping lists, glycemic insights. Our community reports steadier energy, better labs, and simpler meal routines with Healthtokk wellness tips. Use chapters and timestamps in the description for quick navigation and higher retention. We designed a bold, high-impact thumbnail. Share on Pinterest or Facebook. Subscribe to Healthtokk, smash the like button, turn on notifications, and comment your favorite disease-fighting food. Check the pinned comment to share your prevention journey. Food is information. Be the CEO of your health. Small daily choices, big lifetime wins. Visit our website for recipes, study links, and AI tools. Healthtokk, your trusted 2025 health guide.